And now, ladies and gentlemen, on your feet to greet your basketball Redbirds. Introducing tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by the Ford dealers of Central Illinois. First, for the Indiana State Sycamores, at forward 6'6" from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, a junior, number 3, Manny Arop. At forward, a 6'9" junior from Rockville, Indiana, 31, R.J. Mahurin. At center, 6'8" from Terre Haute, Indiana, a sophomore, number 5, Justin Gant. At guard, a 6'3" freshman from Killeen, Texas, number 11, Devontae Brown. And at guard, 6'4" from Terre Haute, Indiana, a junior, number 13, Jake Odom. Indiana State's associate head coach is Lou Godino. Assistant coaches are David Ragland and Marcus Belcher, and the head coach of the Sycamores, Greg Lansing.
Adams for the Redbird lineup.
Wood, Missouri, a junior, number 2, Bryant Allen.
I'm going to turn him down.
A 6'9" senior from Antibes, France, 13, John Wilkins. A 6'4" senior from Owensboro, Kentucky, number 1, Tyler Brown. And 6'9" from Manhattan, Kansas, a senior, 32, Jackie Carmichael. The associate head coach is Dana Ford. Assistant coaches are Rob Judson and Tori Ward. And the head coach of the Redbirds, Dan Muller.
So there you have the ready for the opening tip, brought to you by Meyer, and Jackie Carmichael wins that one and makes it look easy doing it. So the Redbirds have the opening possession. It's Wilkins, top of the key, as the Birds work to the south goal here at Doug Collins Court at Redbird Arena. Quick shot taken is short by Brown, tracking to the rebound, tried to save it in. His effort doesn't quite pay off, though, out of bounds to the Sycamores.
Every game it seems like Tyler Brown shoots the first shot of the game. I don't know if that's in the pregame plan or not, but Tyler was a little off balance and came up short on that effort.
So Indiana State with its first possession moving to the north goal here at Redbird Arena, and we see Jake Odom in Redbird Arena for the first time this season. Backdoor cut, spin move, layup, hangs and won't go. And Odom runs into Brian Allen, but Allen corrals the basketball for Illinois State. Now Hill on the left side, thought about pulling up, nothing there. I can't believe that shot didn't go down, Maddie. Here's Carmichael spinning left, shot overshoots the target, the rebound for Odom for Indiana State. And we watch him and Brian Allen going at it already.
Well, Odom is a great actor, too. He'll talk his way and move his way into three.
Here's a steal for Wilkins. He'll go in for the dunk, and the Birds take a 2-0 lead.
And those are your Boo Boo's Doghouse hot points tonight. The steal and jam.
John Wilkins. Boy, and Odom was giving him a nice shove the entire way down the court, so Wilkins doing a nice job going directly at the hoop for the dunk of the Birds with a 2-0 lead, and Indiana State on offense. Here's Brown, left side. We're going to have a foul away from the ball. Foul is going to go.
Yep, another good acting job by Odom. He'll do that all night. I think that's the only part of his game that I'm not a big fan of. I think he's a tremendously gifted point guard, but I could do without the Broadway act.
And the foul goes on Jackie Carmichael, something you mentioned in the pregame, Maddie, you were a little bit concerned with. Gant for 3, too strong, and the rebound, Brian Allen for Illinois State. So the Birds looking to extend an early 2-0 lead. Allen gives it to Hill. Hill will make a run at the goal, nothing there. Back out to Tyler Brown to reset off the screen from Wilkins. Back to Wilkins. He'll fire the 3. It is in and out, and the rebound pulled down by Odom for Indiana State. He wants to clear everybody out and get down the floor to hurry. Out top, Gant fakes the three, moves in on Carmichael. Good ball movement here by Indiana State as it comes back out to the right wing. It's Arop with it. Now to Devontae Brown. Gant right of the lane. Arop, Carmichael pursues him back out to the wing. Gant takes it inside around Carmichael. Spins, baby hook is good. A nice move for Justin Gant, and we're tied at 2. Illinois State back on offense, 17:40 to go here in the first half. Johnny Hill to Wilkins. Brian Allen looking for Jackie down low. Right of the lane, backdoor cut. Hill layup is good.
Yeah, and that's something Carmichael has been getting better and better at, is getting the ball inside. You know he's going to be double teamed. He needs to look opposite. That time he did quickly, and great pass to Johnny Hill.
And Hill right where he needed to be. Birds lead 4-2. Here's Odom flying in. No, and the rebound Carmichael for Illinois State. Hill up the floor with it for the Birds. Down low, it's Wilkins to the hoop. Not good. Rebound Indiana State. Devontae Brown with it for the Sycamores. Birds by 2. Just 3 minutes gone by here in the first half. Gant to the right side. This is Arop. He'll take it back out top. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Plenty of time for the Sycamores. Ball is taken away by Brian Allen. Second Redbird steal, but it's taken right back by Odom for Indiana State. He'll try to take it in himself. Layup, no. He's 0 for 3. He'll try the putback, no. Make it 0 for 4. Rebound, Jackie. So Odom struggling a little bit. Birds with the ball, but they throw it away. It'll be Sycamore basketball.
Yeah, I think he was intimidated by the third and fourth shot both times by Carmichael, and he should have realized that Carmichael has an early foul, and it would have been beneficial for Odom to take the ball to the basket strong. I think Carmichael just would have leaned back and let him have the layup.
Odom 0 for 4. Boy, and he is a demonstrative player out there, isn't he?
Is that what you call it?
That's what I'll call it.
All right, that's very nice.
Allen going to get a reach-in foul as he thought he had another opportunity for a steal. So it'll be the second Redbird foul, first for Allen, and Odom once again demonstrative.
You know, Odom is a very good offensive player. I don't know why they don't put pressure on him like Johnny Hill tonight. Odom's guarding him. Johnny Hill needs to take the ball to the basket and make Odom play defense. Wear him down a little bit, maybe get him in foul problems, but he's so offensive-minded, it seems like they always give him the weakest offensive player on the other team to guard.
But still, he's struggling offensively, and those have all been high-percentage shots, it's worth noting. He'll make a run again. Now it's Gant, 15-footer, too strong, and the rebound for Illinois State. Tyler Brown away with it. He'll go to Allen for 3, wide left, rebound. Odom skies over everybody. It's tapped back out, scramble for it, loose on the floor. Indiana State recovers. Brown drives in, off the glass, good, and the foul. And that may be number 2 for Brian Allen, near the groans from the crowd who wanted to travel on Brown, who appeared to roll with the basketball. And that will take us to our under 16 timeout. So we're tied at 4. The Sycamores will have a chance for a 3-point play when we return after this on the WJBC Country Financial Illinois State Radio Network. Play as Devontae Brown will go to the line.
Who's the handsome gentleman sitting down there in the south end zone? He looks like he's kind of familiar on the far side. You recognize him, RC?
Former Illinois great Lou Henson.
In the house tonight. He won a few college basketball games in his day, didn't he?
And he's got a nice sweater on.
Yep. He's a class act.
Into the game for the first time for Illinois State is Keza Keene. Also John Eakey into the game for the first time for the Birds. And Brown will go to the free throw line to try to put Indiana State on top for the first time. Crowd really wanted a travel call as Brown went diving for the ball, didn't get it. Free throw is no good, and Jackie Carmichael preserves the tie with the rebound, and Keene will lead the offense down for the first time for Illinois State. Bounce pass to Carmichael. He will hand it to Tyler Brown, who shoots just inside the arc and drains it. The Birds take a 6-4 lead.
Yeah, good for Tyler Brown to mark, because we have to have a good offensive night out of Tyler. By good offensive night, I think he needs to score 20.
Redbird substitutions, by the way, brought to you by your local Ford stores. Visit localfordstores.com to check out Ford's full lineup of vehicles that lead by example. Ford, go further. Sycamores back on offense. We're going to have another foul on Illinois State. Johnny Hill's going to be called for the reach-in that time on Odom. And the Birds have racked up 4 fouls in a little over 4 minutes.
And we talk about Indiana State, why they get to the free throw line so much. You're witnessing it here in the first 5 minutes of the game.
And with that, Hill will find a seat, and Anthony Cousin will come into the game first time. Cousin averaging 7 minutes per game. Odom flips the ball over to Cummings into the game for the first time. DeJuan Cummings, a junior from Kansas City, Missouri. Also into the game is Jake Kitchell for the first time as both teams go through a host of substitutions. Down to 13 seconds on the shot clock for Indiana State. Birds leading 6-4. Birds trying to pinch Odom in the corner. It's finally knocked out of bounds off of Illinois State, and the Sycamores will inbound it in front of the Redbird bench with just 7 ticks left on the shot clock.
Yeah, really a good trap that time between Carmichael and Cousin on the sideline. Really pinned him in.
Lucas Idle into the game, the junior from Marshall, Illinois. Once again, an example of Indiana State recruiting pretty close to Terre Haute. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Ball comes in to Cummings with 5. They try to double team him out top. Ball loose on the floor. Shot for Smith with 1 second left is good. Christian Smith, a freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana, ties the game at 6. Here's Keene driving. The finger roll is good, and the Birds regain the lead, 8-6. Illinois State looks very confident offensively, Matty.
Yeah, they really do. Indiana State's really not known for their defense. They're known more as an offensive club and getting to the free throw line, but also a good rebounding team.
Smith feeds down low, left of the lane. This is Gant. His turnaround shot is good, and we're tied up at 8.
I just can't get over how much better he is than he was last year. Played very few minutes and didn't play with much confidence when he was on the floor, and now he's one of the better big people in the league.
And that is one of the reasons the Sycamores are where they are right now in 3rd place in the Missouri Valley. Redbirds with the basketball. Left side, Cousin for 3. Too short. Rebound to Indiana State. Kitchell got up to pull it down for the Sycamores. So tied at 8. Cummings with the basketball. Guarded by Cousin. He'll try to take it inside. It's blocked by Jackie Carmichael. Redbirds with the basketball. Brown up to Cousin. Cousin into the lane, now veers left. Carmichael puts it into the lane, off the glass, good, and the foul. Jake Kitchell with the foul for the Sycamores. That is the first foul called against Indiana State.
Boy, in the last 3 years, that's a play that Carmichael just could not make. Put the ball on the floor and beat Kitchell to the goal, and he can do that all night. Kitchell's not really known for his defense.
So Jackie Carmichael at the line to try to complete a 3-point play. Carmichael's first bucket. Free throws a little short, and the rebound by Indiana State as Gant was up there to get it. So the Birds cannot move past a 2-point lead, and the Sycamores back on the offensive end. Here's Smith. Kitchell looking down low. Can't find anybody. Iki has the target covered up down there. Now Christian Smith to Idle. Bounce pass down low. Layup is good for DeJuan Cummings with the backdoor cut. We're tied at 10.
Good movement by Indiana State offensively.
Redbirds with the ball. Iki swings it to Cousin. Cousin will take it out top to Jackie. Reverses left. Keene puts it on the floor. Back to Carmichael. He fakes the shot. Goes against the double team. Dumps to Hill. Glass good. What an assist that was by Jackie Carmichael.
Yeah, and he's probably fortunate he didn't pick up an offensive foul because he was totally out of control as he went stumbling down the lane.
Birds with a 2-point lead. Gant right of the lane, guarded by Jackie. Left-handed dribble, step through, shot is stuffed by Carmichael. Keene with the loose ball for Illinois State. Up the floor, he'll take it himself. No, and the rebound by Indiana State. Keene a little out of control himself, trying to put that one up. Here's Idle pulling up for 3 for the lead. It is good, and the Sycamores take their first lead of the evening, 13-12.
Not a good decision at all by Keza Keene. Not only did he not have the man beat, the man guarding him is 6'9", so Casey's got to bring that one back out and set up the offense.
Iki 3 is off the mark. Cummings with the rebound. So the Birds with 2 quick 1-and-outs. And after looking so confident early offensively, Gant 3, no. Karam's weak side. Cousin tracks it down for Illinois State. 11:43 to go in the first half. Birds trail by 1. Hill fights his way and shot won't go, but he does draw the foul.
Yeah, it's kind of becoming Johnny Hill's M.O. is putting the ball on the floor and taking it to the goal.
Foul on Gant, and that'll take us to our under 12 timeout. So the Birds trailing for the first time this evening. 13-12, 11:39 to go. Back in a moment on the WJBC Country Financial Illinois State Radio Network. Reset brought to you by Central Illinois Regional Airport. Fly nonstop to Denver and beyond on Frontier Airlines from Central Illinois Regional Airport. Check out Frontier.com.
Paul loves to get the fans involved in those other Missouri Valley Conference games early, doesn't he? 6-5, 10-7, 14-12.
Sound like baseball scores.
Yeah, football scores, yeah.
Make you think of warmer weather.
Yeah,
Johnny Hill at the line.
Paul's a big picture guy, though. He wants you to be informed early and often, and then he'll have those finals for you.
Hill hits the first. And number 2 on the way. I'm trying to behave. Second free throw is good as well. So Hill knocks them both down, and with that, the Redbirds regain the lead, 14-13.
Jake Odom checked back in at that timeout, so we go back to trying to defend him and stop him from getting into the lane.
Your Redbird lineup now: Brown, Cousin, Wilkins, Icky, and Hill. Jackie Carmichael out at the moment for Illinois State. A-Rob fires over Icky. No good. Rebound Wilkins for Illinois State. Cousin flips it to Hill. Hill really had to get down there to get the ball. Now Hill fires. Runner's good. So Johnny Hill with 4 straight points, and the Birds open up a 3-point lead.
Well, that's going to be a big, big part of our offense for the next 2 years, is Johnny Hill getting into the lane and shooting those little runners and little bank shots.
Indiana State with the ball. It's DeMonte Brown guarded by Hill out top. This is Idle, picked up by Tyler Brown. Now Indiana State's Brown gets it out to Idle. 14 seconds to shoot. Brown driving on Brown. Shot for 3, no. And another rebound for Illinois State. Johnny Hill gets this one. Rebounds even at 10 apiece. And the Birds lead by 3, 16-13.
And only 1 offensive rebound for Indiana State.
Icky squares up for 3. A little short. Rebound, though, for Wilkins. Cousin flips it over to Tyler Brown. Brown, baseline jumper is not good. Rebound all the way back out top. Picked up by Mahurin. Odom flips it to the left side for Indiana State. To Idle. Back out top it comes as the Sycamores reset. So Birds with a couple of good looks, unable to capitalize. Sycamores back on offense. A long 3 from the left wing is short, but a foul is going to be whistled on Tyler Brown as Idle went down in a heap on the floor. Didn't look like there was that much contact, but he'll go to the line to shoot 3 and potentially tie the game.
We got to keep track of Idle. He's a very, very good 3-point shooter, and he was wide open, and Brown got there late.
Idle just 4 for 11 from the free throw line. So for a team that gets there so much, Idle's not the guy to do it.
And for a guy that's a very good shooter, doesn't make any sense either. Yeah,
free throw is wide right.
You know, there's got to be something psychological with that. A guy that can shoot the 3 that well.
Against defense.
Yeah. But standing all there by himself and struggles. 4 of 12 now in the year.
2 more on the way. Idle delivers, and this one caroms off the back of the rim.
Got a chance for the hat trick.
Fine by me.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Allen.
You know he's thinking about it.
Brian Allen checks back in now. Keep in mind he picked up 2 early fouls for the Redbirds. Idle's 3rd one. He missed all 3. How about that? And the rebound for Illinois State. Tyler Brown up to get it for the Redbirds. He'll run the offense this time down as we're under 10 to play in the first half of the Birds by 3. Brown being chased by Brown in the corner. Here's Allen left of the lane. Spins, shoots over a defender and drains it. He went right at Idle and got it to fall. The Birds lead by 5.
You know, good result, but not a very good shot.
You don't complain about it when they go in, though. Sycamore basketball. And a steal for Tyler Brown. He'll go in. The dunk is good. And the Birds lead by 7. Timeout, Indiana State.
Boy, and Greg Lanson gets off the bench and looks at his point guard and says, what are we running? Well, what they weren't running is an outlet pass to Tyler Brown for a dunk. But Illinois State, good little spurt here.
Indiana State calling a 30-second timeout, brought to you by O'Brien Mitsubishi. Visit today on the corner of Fort Jesse Road and Veterans Parkway in Normal, or go to o'brienteamnormal.com. Mitsubishi Motors. The Birds on an 8-0 run. R.C. McBride filling in for Dick Ludke. Mike Matthews alongside him. Am I distracting you, Manny?
No, I'm checking out the crowd. I want to see if my grandson's here. You know, I left some tickets for some friends. And you need me?
Sure.
I mean, I don't do much during dead balls, RC. You know, I do it when the action starts. Other than that, I like to gawk and look around.
I should have known.
Yeah, don't hang me out to dry like that. They're here. I feel good. My grandson's first game. Want to make sure he's comfortable. Got popcorn. If I leave, I might run him up something to drink. But you report the action. I got your backside.
Yes, sir. 9:20 to go here in the first half. The Birds with that 8-0 run out to a 7-point lead. Indiana State coming back after the called timeout as Jake Odom out top flips it left wing, and the Birds playing some very good defense right now. Odom's going to try to go against Carmichael. Nothing there. Out top to Arop. He'll move in. Shot is good. Arop found a seam. There wasn't much to work with, but he got it done, and that draws Indiana State to within 5.
Well, he's a young man that started his basketball career at Gonzaga, so you know he's a pretty talented young man.
Carmichael left of the lane. Spin. Shot no, but a foul on Indiana State. R.J. Mahurin, the junior from Rockville, Indiana, whistled for the foul. Third foul for Indiana State.
Carmichael did a nice job that time. Odom was trying to get down there to help Mahurin, but Carmichael with a good quick baseline move beat the two-time.
I can't help but get the feeling that this appears to be a much more confident Redbird team than we saw last time we played at Redbird Arena.
I would agree with that, but the thing that sticks in the back of my mind is we've played a lot of good first halves. Let's play 40 good minutes.
Carmichael hits the first free throw, stretches the lead back to 6. Kaysa Keene back into the ball game for the Redbirds. Second free throw is good for Carmichael. So Illinois State matches its largest lead, 7 points, 22-15. Cummings guarded by Brian Allen. Indiana State on offense, trailing by 7. Gant on the left wing to Devontae Brown. Now Odom feeds it right wing. Head fake on the 3. Arop into the lane, shoots over a defender again and hits. So he has 4 straight Sycamore points. Once again, Indiana State back to within 5 with 8:19 to go in the first half.
Yeah, Arop's a very, very good offensive player, and he's going to be a handful for Wilkins.
So the Birds on offense. Carmichael again left of the lane. Kicked out to Kaysa Keene. Down low, back out to Kaysa Keene. He will fire with toes on the line, and the ball gets stuck between the rim and the glass.
He had too much time. He thought about it way too much. He should have either chucked it up there. The minute he got it, he was wide open. Boy, once he hesitated, checked the line to make sure he was behind it, he really had no chance.
Well, and you see Jackie Carmichael pulling Kaysa Keene aside and giving him some encouragement back down the floor, and that's what you like to see. That's the kind of relationship you like to see between an experienced player and a freshman.
Probably 2 words. Shoot it.
Maybe relax and shoot it. Gant down low, and Arop again spins away from Iki. He has scored 6 straight Sycamore points, and Indiana State within 3. Iki has to jump to corral the pass. Now Carmichael has to come out to get a pass. Trying to get in on Gant. Out top to Cousin back into the ball game. Keene to Tyler Brown as the Birds set up in a half court. The 3 out top is no good. And the rebound, Arop for Indiana State. Ball knocked away from behind. Good effort to save it in by Tyler Brown, but the effort goes for naught. It will be Indiana State ball when we come back from the under 8 timeout. So the Sycamores have drawn closer, trailing the Redbirds by 3, 22-19. Go in half number 1. Back after this on the WJBC Country Financial Illinois State Radio Network. To go, R.C. McBride along with Mike Matthews courtside at Doug Collins Court at Redbird Arena. And this fast stat brought to you by Sean Craig from First Midwest Securities, your retirement income consultant.
Who's hot? Who's not? That's what you want to know, isn't it, R.C.?
Well, there's an entirely separate read for that, but go ahead.
All right. I'm going to tell you right now, Manny Arop, he's hot. 3 for his last 4, the last 3 buckets, starting to really play well. Who's not? That's Jake Odom. He's 0 for 5 with no assists and only 1 turnover.
It translates close enough into who's hot and who's cold. Brought to you by Bratcher Heating and Air. Don't let your heating and cooling system get the best of you. Call Bratcher Heating and Air at 454-1611. Make home comfortable again.
You hate it when I read your mind, don't you? I sense that coming.
Actually, I find it somewhat reassuring.
Yeah.
Indiana State with the ball as we come back from the timeout. Odom off to an 0 for 5 start, as Maddie mentioned a moment ago. Redbirds leading by 3. Illinois State had led by as many as 7. Here's Cummings out top Guarded by Kaysa Keene. Down to 13 to shoot. Gant with it. Top of the key working against Carmichael. Finds Odom now. Odom spins it back out to Gant. Carmichael on him. Now Devontae Brown loses the handle. Down to 2 seconds. Here's Odom. Fired up a prayer. It's no good. Doesn't hit the rim, so it's a shot clock violation regardless of the rebound. Great defense by Illinois State.
Yeah, it really was, but bad offense by Brown. He really
had no idea.
Got the shot clock down to 2 seconds and said, here you go, Odom, do something.
I don't think he knew.
He had no clue.
Yeah.
But Odom sure did and said, what are you passing it to me for? And he just threw one up from half court that had no chance.
So the Birds looking to extend a 3-point lead. Ball is knocked away, or maybe it just wasn't a good pass. I'm not sure. And Odom picks up the loose ball. A turnover either way for Illinois State. Indiana State with the basketball. Aaron wanted to fire a long three, thought better of it against the Redbird defense. Indiana State trailing the Birds 22-19. Arop out top, off the screen, fires the three. It is too strong, and the rebound, Jackie Carmichael getting way up there to get it for Illinois State. Here's Keene taking the offense up the floor. In the corner, it's Hill. Moves out to the right wing, 6:04 to go. Hill makes a run at the bucket. Shot was blocked, I believe, by Arop, who's really playing a good game here in the first half. Indiana State back with the basketball. Cummings on the run for three. It's no good. Carmichael with another board for Illinois State. That's 5 for Jackie. Here's Keene out to Jackie. Top of the key. Head on. Misses. Rebound. Out of bounds to Indiana State.
I'll tell you what, the shot selection the last 3 or 4 times down for both teams hasn't been very good.
Yeah, and particularly, although shot selection, your point holds with Illinois State, but, you know, Indiana State doesn't necessarily have to play a speed-up type ball game. Perhaps the Birds are winning the battle of the tempo.
I think so at this point. Arop, though, he can get his shot really anytime he wants.
Here's Odom moving in on Cousin. Anthony Cousin sticks with him, and Odom has to get rid of it. Out to Gant. Now the pass thrown away. The cut never happened as Christian Smith was expected to move to the bucket by Gant, and ball just went right to John Munn down there in the corner.
Smith said, yeah, that's my fault. And it's kind of funny because Justin Gant said, yeah, it was.
Redbird crowd briefly comes to life. Illinois State with a 3-point lead. Carmichael to Brown, and Brown down low. Carmichael goes in for the jam. It's knocked away. The foul on Odom will send Jackie Carmichael to the free throw line.
Yeah, a great two-man game there between Tyler Brown and Carmichael. And Tyler knew exactly where Carmichael was as he rolled to the bucket, and he put it right on the spot to him. Good pass.
Carmichael, 4 points, 5 rebounds. He's only been able to take 3 shots early on, Matty. Free throw is good. Got a friendly bounce off the front of the rim that extends the Illinois State lead to 4.
I'm kind of old school, but I think Carmichael and Brown should take about 60 to 70% of all our shots. Easier said than done, I know.
Second free throw is short for Jackie, and Illinois State leads by 4. Jake Odom takes the ball up the floor for Indiana State. Odom, if you're keeping track now, 0 for 6, and now a travel call brought to you by Susie Davis Travel.
Boy, good defense again. Anthony Cousin has come off the bench and really done a nice job for us defensively, slowing down Odom.
Susie Davis Travel, Central Illinois' Alaskan Vacation Authority. Don't plan the biggest trip of your life without the experts at Susie Davis Travel. Visit online at suzidavis.com. So Odom continues to struggle. Wilkins back into the ball game for Illinois State. Birds in a half-court offense, leading by 4. Icky to Wilkins. He fires and hits a nice baseline jumper from about 16 feet out. The Birds extend the lead to 6. Well, it'd be nice if he could get going, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Here's Odom trying to drive into the paint. Ball nearly stripped away. Odom drives. Now a kick out. Cummings will fire. It's in and out. Rebound. Indiana State. Kitchell has it. His effort is knocked away, and a held ball is called when just as Illinois State was about ready to pull away with the rebound. Birds get it on the alternating possession anyway.
Interesting call. I'll take the call, but why did the outside official, who was 50 feet from the play, call the jump ball when the guy 2 feet from it let him play on?
Couple of substitutions. Christian Smith returns for Indiana State. Redbirds with the basketball. We'll get you the full lineup for both teams here in just a second. Here's Wilkins, left side, long 3, in and out. And the rebound for the Sycamores. Idle pulls it down. We'll go back the other way Birds leading by 6. It's Gant. Goes to Idle. Trying to look down low. Nothing there. Dewan Cummings on the left wing. Now it's Gant left of the lane. Back out. Cummings wide open 3. Hits it. And the Sycamores draw to within 3. 25-22. Under 4 to go. Here's Johnny Hill for the Redbirds. Icky looking for Wilkins. He's left of the lane. Trying to post up. He'll throw it back out to Hill. Hill on the left wing. Plenty of time for Illinois State. 20 seconds to shoot. Hill charges in. Nothing there. Spins it over to Icky. Ball was, no, it wasn't knocked away by Mahurin. Icky just didn't corral it. It's out of bounds to Indiana State.
Yeah, terrible passing out angle by Johnny Hill. Why he tried to get the ball to Icky on the wing through 2 defenders, I do not know.
And that leads us to our under 4 timeout. 3:29 to go in the first half. Birds lead 25-22. Back after this on the WJBC Country Financial Illinois State Radio Network. Mike Matthews, Gary Walter, Nick McClintock, Paul Morello, and Brian Lefty Bloodworth. Far and away the largest broadcast crew in the Missouri Valley Conference, and very proud of it.
I put Eric Stock under the gun down at Southern the other night. I told him we needed a win. So I'm going to do the same thing for you, RC. You have no Valley wins this year for the men.
Well, I'm 0-1. Stock is 2-1. So you can do the math there and figure out what Mr. Ludke is. He's well over 500, so that's what matters. Indiana State will keep that possession, man. I really thought that ball was deflected by the Sycamores before the timeout.
Well, people further down the row agreed.
No such luck for the Redbirds. Mahurin for 3. No. Rebound Wilkins for Illinois State, but he immediately has it nearly taken away from him by Arop, and the held ball, a legit held ball that time, gives possession back to the Sycamores. And Arop playing, again, very well. 3 for 5 from the floor, 6 points, and some good defense. The Redbirds, by the way, 0 for 9 beyond the arc. At Fast Stat, brought to you by Sean Craig at First Midwest Securities. So the Sycamores back on offense, trailing by 3. Mahurin shot good. The assist from Cummings, and that pulls the Sycamores to within a point with under 3 to go.
Excellent entry pass by Cummings, and Mahurin had an easy angle to the goal.
So the Redbirds looking for their lost offense. They had an 8-0 run to put them on front earlier, and since then they've been cold. Here's Jackie, left of the lane, spins left, Glass, no, tap out, picked up by Wilkins. Now out top, the fake for 3 for Johnny Hill, gets rid of it to Wilkins. In the corner now, it's Anthony Cousin. Hill takes it again out top. 2.5 to go in the first half. Hill tries to run in, nothing there. Cousin, top of the key. Flips it to Wilkins, looking low. Cousin out top again. Now it's Hill. 8-footer is no good. And the rebound, Mahurin for Indiana State. The Sycamores can retake the lead with this possession. 2:13 to go. Arop wide right for a quick 3. And Jackie Carmichael with the rebound for Illinois State. Here come the Redbirds. Hill trying to drive in. Takes it to the hoop. Glass good. Johnny Hill extends the lead to 3. Nice take by Johnny Hill for the Redbirds.
He's relentless, isn't he? Just keeps pounding away down the lane.
Cummings out top to Arop. As Jake Odom out of the game right now for Indiana State. 100 seconds for the half. Birds leading by 3. Indiana State will back off now as Cummings takes it just shy of the midcourt line, down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. They try to set a screen for Cummings, and the ball deflected, picked up by Illinois State. Wilkins dumps it off. The layup for Cousin. The putback, no. And it will be Indiana State basketball. As the interference call on Jackie Carmichael. That's an interesting call, Manny.
Yep, no argument from the Illinois State bench. Not a good decision by Cousin taking the ball to the goal 1-on-2, but especially when he had Carmichael as a trailer.
So Indiana State trailing by 3 with 1:12 to go in the first half. As Odom is back into the ball game, gives to Mahurin on the left wing, bodies against Carmichael, nothing there. Odom will make a run at it now, flips it. Comes out top. It's Mahurin. 12 on the shot clock. He shoots over Jackie. Too strong. The tip in, though, by Arop is good. And the Sycamores within 1 again with 50 seconds to go for the half. Hill to Carmichael left in the lane. They double team him. He flips it out to Cousin. Cousin makes a run, but the door closes on him in a hurry. He'll take it back out top. Tyler Brown with Christian Smith on him. Brown with the stutter step. Nothing there. He'll make another go at it. Tries to get rid of it. It's knocked away. Picked up by Christian Smith. He'll go in. And a foul coming up on Johnny Hill. But he did stop the shot, however. Indiana State will have a chance to take the lead from the free throw line.
Tell you what, Illinois State's played excellent defense in the first half. Not quite as good on the offensive end. Some of the decisions and the empty possessions they've come away with.
Aside from that run,
yeah.
Christian Smith, free throw in and out. Indiana State struggling from the free throw line, 0 for 4. And now Dan Muller calls a 30-second timeout. Brought to you by O'Brien Mitsubishi. Visit today on the corner of Fort Jesse Road and Veterans Parkway in Normal, or go to O'BrienTeamNormal.com at Mitsubishi Motors. We are seeing a lot of strange numbers in this game. Indiana State, I said 0 for 4, pardon me, they're 0 for 5 from the free throw line. Now keep in mind, they're not an outstanding team percentage-wise, about 70%, but they get there so often. Illinois State offensively shooting 38%, but 0 for 9 beyond the arc.
Well, here's a number that always amazes me. 0 from 9 behind the arc. Okay, well, that means then we're 11 for 20 inside the arc. Move the ball inside the arc.
High percentage shots.
Yes.
Johnny Hill, though, with a nice ball game, 10 points, but a couple of fouls. Brian Allen picked up 2 fouls in the first 5 minutes for Illinois State.
Well, the thing I like about Johnny Hill's offensive game is everything is going towards the goal. There's no fadeaways. There's no ill-advised threes. Everything Johnny Hill does is taking the ball towards the goal.
Shot clock is turned off with 27.4 seconds to go for the half. Birds by 1. Christian Smith's free throw for the tie. Missed again, and the Sycamores now 0 for 6 from the line, and the Redbirds can play for a final shot and hopefully go to the intermission with a lead here at Redbird Arena. It's Anthony Cousin out top. Cousin with 14 seconds on the game clock for the half. He'll give it to Hill. Hill to Tyler Brown. Almost lost it. He gathers it back in. 7 seconds now. Carmichael wants it with 5. He'll put it on the floor. Fire shot short. Rebound. Cousin put back is good at the buzzer. What an athletic play by Anthony Cousin to get that shot off the rebound. He didn't have a chance to reset or anything, and the Birds will take a 3-point lead into the half, 29-26. And I'm watching the officials here. With a 3-point lead and some momentum thanks to a buzzer beater put back by Anthony Cousin from about 8 feet away. Birds by 3. They've led by as many as 7. I'm R.C. McBride along with Mike Matthews here at Doug Collins Court at Redbird Arena. And we're hoping to hear from head coach Dan Muller in just a moment or two. But still some very, well, let's go courtside. Lefty is with head coach Dan Muller.
Coach, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, we're guarding. We're guarding, which is the main thing for me. We're rebounding it well. Our spacing on offense isn't very good. Hopefully we can get that figured out. And A-Rob hurt us in that little stretch in the first half. But we're playing hard. And he missed a couple of layups early, but we're really guarding the ball. We're keeping penetration limited, which is a huge key against these guys. Our ball screen defense has been very good.
All right, thanks a lot. Back to you, RC.
Thanks, Lefty. Head coach Dan Muller at the half. Birds with a 3-point lead, 29-26. And Maddie, it's interesting that Coach Muller would say the Birds got in some foul trouble when they had only 6 for the half. He's right. Johnny Hill and Brian Allen picked up, particularly Allen had 2 in about 4 minutes. And that did limit, I think, some of the options. But still, the Birds did not send Indiana State to the line a lot. And I think that's huge. Then you factor in Indiana State's 0 for 6 at the line.
Well, I think we did play very, very good defense. That's probably our best defensive half in the last 6 or 8 weeks. The offense, well, that's another story. And I think that's all around the shot selection. The guys shooting it a little bit quick, shooting it out of the offense. But I think we need to clean that up. If we have another good half defensively, add a little good offense to it, we can get a W.
Here's one for you. The Birds are 0 for 9 beyond the arc. Illinois State, this program has 417 consecutive games with the three-pointer. We're halfway there in 0 for 9. And if I'd have told you the Birds were 0 for 9 and would still be leading by 3 at the half, you'd probably take that.
Very surprised. How many games in a row?
417.
How many seasons is that?
Oh, what, 18? No, not quite that
14,
many.
15?
13 maybe? Probably 12 or 13 seasons.
Well, Gary told us a lot.
Yeah,
that's
Gary,
good. Yeah, you're right.
G-Dub is all over it.
He is. He's a math wizard down there.
Well, I'm sure we can look that up. Let's review our second half keys to the game, brought to you by Subway Restaurants, your local Subway restaurants, home of the $5 foot-long Subway Eat Fresh.
Well, we're hanging in there. We wanted to get to the line more. We're 5 of 7 from the line. They're 0 of 6. And win the points in the paint, we're down 2.
And when you say get to the line more, you mean not necessarily more often, just more times than Indiana State does.
Correct.
And again, Indiana State coming into this one with 450 free throw attempts. I mean, they're averaging well over 20 a game, and they're nowhere near that pace right now, and have taken 0 advantage when they've gotten there. 0 for 6, your leading individual scores. Johnny Hill leading the way with 10 points. Jackie Carmichael, 5 points and 6 boards for the Redbirds.
Let's keep track of the 6 free throw attempts for Indiana State. They'll end with about 25. You wait and see.
I don't doubt it, but we'll see what happens. Redbirds start the second half with the ball, now moving to the north goal. Here's Carmichael, puts it up. It's a little bit short, and Jake Odom with the rebound. Odom, after an 0 for 6 first half, Indiana State really needs him to turn it around. Here's Gant trying to drive in. He kicks it back out to Devontae Brown. Gant gets it back, right of the lane. Birds cover him up very nicely, and the ball taken away on a bad pass. Johnny Hill, it's 1-on-2 layup. No, put back. Brian Allen is good. Brian Allen there to pick up his teammate.
Boy, good hustle by the 2 guys trailing it. Johnny Hill with the steal, went in and missed it, but 2 Redbirds hustling down, cleaning up.
Birds by 5, and a good start to the second half. And Odom with the basketball for Indiana State. Gant now in the corner, shot taken. It's well short. The putback is good by Maheron, who went right over Jackie Carmichael to tip it in.
Yeah, I think Carmichael ought to get one of those points, and Maheron ought to get the other one.
So
really a weird play.
It's a 3-point advantage. Brian Allen fakes the 3. Now the runner, too strong off the glass. Carmichael the rebound, tries the reverse, no. And Maheron grabs the board for Indiana State. So here come the Sycamores. Odom met out top. We're going to have a reach-in foul on Johnny Hill.
One thing I'm sure that Greg Lansing told his Indiana State Sycamores, and let's watch for it over the next 18 and a half minutes, they're going to try to drive the ball hard to the goal. They were settling for the outside shot. That doesn't get you the free throw line, so I look for them to really try to dribble penetrate against Illinois State.
Johnny Hill will go to the bench as the Birds' leading scorer after picking up the 3rd foul. Keza Keene into the ball game for Illinois State. The Birds leading by 3 as we're just underway here in the second half. Indiana State moving to the south goal at Doug Collins Court at Redbird Arena. Here's Odom, still sitting at 0 for 6. A-Rob, who had a great first half with it. Now Odom on the left wing. He's covered up by Brian Allen. They'll reverse it again, back around in the corner. Here's A-Rob trying to put it on the floor. Nothing doing. He'll make another run at it in the lane, and we'll have another reach-in foul on Illinois State. That's going to go on Keza Keene. That'll be his first, team second already. So at game plan, I think you guessed it accurately for Indiana State, Matty.
Yep, they're just going to try to drive it down our throat. That's how they get to the free throw line so much. They create the contact.
Indiana State sends it in, out top to Gant, to Maheron, and back to Gant. On the right side, this is Devontae Brown. Lobs down low to Maheron, catches with the left hand, shoots with the right. It's blocked, but the putback is up and in by Gant, and the Sycamores have drawn to within 1. Indiana State on a 4-0 run. Let's see how the Birds respond. Tyler Brown to Brian Allen, looking for Jackie down low. He's not free at the moment. Allen off the screen, takes it inside. Shot is short, and a blocking foul called on Indiana State.
How did Brian Allen make it through that two-team? There wasn't much room in there at all, and he just kind of squeezed behind and fell heavily to the ground, and I think he hit his crazy bone. His right hand a little numb. He's trying to work it out. It doesn't make much difference on the free throw because he's left-handed.
Manny Arop with the foul. That's his first. And Brian Allen, the southpaw shooter, as you mentioned, Matty, at the line for 2. And the shot is no good. So the Birds now 5 of 8 from the line as Allen gives it another go.
Got to get Brian Allen and Tyler Brown going. Each only has 4.
Second one in and out. So Allen struggles and misses them both. And Indiana State with the ball and a chance to take the lead here. Here's Brown working against Wilkins. Odom thought about the 3, instead backs off. Now feeds it down low. It's Gant against Wilkins. Whips it cross court. This is Brown. Spins in the lane. Puts it up. It's no good. Tapped around. Picked up by Brown. I don't know how he got the ball. Gets it back out to Maherin, who fakes the 3. Now we've got a whistle. And what's the discussion here?
Yeah, it's got to be shot clock related, I would think.
Yeah, 30 right now on the shot clock. And the shot clock, probably should have reset. So I'm not sure what happened there, but the officials are going to get it squared away, and maybe a good thing for Illinois State because Indiana State had picked up a little momentum after an offensive rebound.
Yeah, free timeout for Coach Muller right now, talking a little bit about, has to be talking about the rebounding. We haven't done a very good job rebounding the basketball so far here in the first 3 minutes of the second half.
By the way, I neglected to mention that the second half pass-in is always brought to you by Meyer. Experience the savings, experience the difference. Meyer. 17-18, I should say, to go in the game, and Illinois State hanging on to a 1-point lead, 31-30. And your Redbird reset brought to you by Central Illinois Regional Airport. Are you ready for some fun in the sun? I think this time of year just about everybody is. Allegiant flies nonstop to Orlando. It had been even through half of the first half. Well, after all that, the shot clock's going to stay at 30 seconds. That's what we get for doubting our scorer's bench. Sycamores with the basketball. Devontae Brown to Jake Odom, guarded by the freshman, Keza Keene. Down to 17 seconds on the shot clock now, as the Sycamores have extended the offense. Now on the wing, it's Gant, and Odom will make a run at it with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Gant in the corner, covered up by Wilkins, down to 4. Gant puts it up. It's stuffed by Wilkins. Loose on the floor, picked up by Brian Allen. Nice defensive job by Illinois State. Inside, it's Wilkins. He looks to flip it back out instead. On the floor, puts it up. It's good. John Wilkins puts the Birds up by 3. 6 points for Wilkins.
Skyhook. Haven't seen that out of Wilkins so far this year. Very nice move in the lane.
16.5 to go in the game. Odom guarded by Keene. Keene punches it away. It's corralled by Odom in the backcourt. And he'll make another run at it. Gant out top. Wilkins is on him. 15 seconds to shoot. Odom fighting through traffic. And a foul called on Tyler Brown. Second foul for Brown. Third for Illinois State.
That's an official that really isn't watching the game. He's watching the individual player. There wasn't enough contact there to merit a whistle.
Certainly not compared to what we saw called for the first 24 minutes of the game. Odom sends it in from the baseline, and it's called out top by Christian Smith, freshman from Indianapolis Pike High School, just back into the ball game. So Tyler Brown guarding Odom. Odom scoots right around him. Now flips it to Maherin. He'll make a run on the bucket. Layup, no. Rebound, Illinois State. Keza Keene, smallest player out there at the moment, picks up the board for the Redbirds. Gives it to Wilkins. Lobs down low to Carmichael. Carmichael had to work to catch it. couldn't corral it, goes out of bounds. The crowd is groaning. They wanted a foul on Indiana State. That takes us to an official's timeout. 15:41 to go. Still sitting at 0 for 6, Matty.
That'll quickly change.
Well, we said that at halftime, and another 5 minutes has passed, so Redbirds are doing a job on him thus far. Here's Odom with the ball. Now Gant on the left wing for Indiana State. Good ball movement here by the Sycamores. Christian Smith now to Odom on the wing. Carmichael's on to him. Right side, the three is up and good for DeJuan Cummings, and that ties us at 33. 15:08 to go in the game. Wilkins lobs to Jackie. He's right of the lane and double team, looking to get rid of it. Does so to Brown. His three, in and out. In the rebound, Wilkins for the Redbirds. Back to Brown. Brown kick out to Brian Allen. Almost outran the pass. Keeps the dribble while being knocked to the floor. Now Jackie's double team. He gets it to Keene. Back to Jackie. In for the dunk. And the Birds take a 2-point lead, 35-33. How about that effort?
Yeah, that was pretty offense, wasn't it? The ball's kicked all over the place, and the only thing we'll remember is the slam dunk.
Well, the Birds kept the nose for the basketball. Now Maheron's three is too strong, and Keene for the rebound for Illinois State. And good to see that kind of effort bring the Redbird crowd to life, if only briefly. Now Carmichael gets fouled by Maheron, and he'll go to the line for two. Second foul for the Sycamores in the second half.
Well, I think Eric Stock got tired of me saying it the other night down in Carbondale, but why not throw it into him every time?
Well, when you're now...
That's what we do if we're overplaying in the North Gym or we're playing out in the parking lot. Throw it in there to your best player every time.
Well, when you're 0 for 10 beyond the arc.
I don't care if we're 10 for 10.
Well,
throw it in there to him.
I'm just saying the longer shots aren't working for Illinois State right now.
Let the big man touch it, RC.
Well,
give it to him. 32.
He's at the free throw line and a little bit short on his first attempt.
Because he's a good enough passer. If you get the inside-out game going, throw it into him. Let him kick it out to a stationary shooter.
Carmichael with 7 points, 7 boards. Host of substitutions. John Eakey back in, as is Brian Allen. Redbird substitutions brought to you by your local Ford stores. Visit localfordstores.com to check out Ford's full line of vehicles that lead by example. Second free throw is good. Jackie has 8, and the Birds extend the lead to what we had at the half. 3 points, 36-33. So good to see Illinois State scrap back. Shot is up for Arop, and no good. Jackie gets up there for the rebound. Keene with the basketball, sends it right side to Cousin. Out top, Jackie thought about shooting it. Instead, it's Cousin.
I don't want him touching it out there. I want him touching it down low.
Here's Keene with a fake. Drives, hit hard from behind, and the ball picked up by Idle. Up the floor to Cummings. He pulls it back in. Idle fakes for three. Now resets it on top to Christian Smith. Cummings takes it back. Almost got, well, he did get away with a carry, I think. Cummings trying to stutter step inside with 13.5 to go in the second half. Birds by 3. Here's Idle whipping across court. The shot is up and no good. And the rebound by Keene. Crowd wanted a foul on Arop, didn't get it. Here's Allen, left wing just inside the arc. It's not good. The tip and attempt, no. And the rebound, Indiana State. Here come the Sycamores. Trailing by 3. Arop down low, looking for Kitchell. He'll dump it off to Smith. Smith wheels it back out to Cummings. Now back down low. It's Kitchell in the lane. Hook shot, rolls and goes. Sycamores within 1. Under 13 to go in the game. And still not a lot of flow to this one, Manny.
Absolutely not. Both teams are playing excellent defense, and both offenses are struggling.
Carmichael turnaround 12-footer. Puts the Birds back on top by 3, so the big man warming up here. 10 points, 8 boards for Jackie. 38-35 with 12.5 to go for the game. Idle to Arop. He'll fire the bomb. It's in and out, and Jackie with rebound number 9. And here come the Redbirds up the floor. It's caught by Cousin. He'll spin it back out to Carmichael. Carmichael steps it inside, goes for the dunk. No, but a foul called on Indiana State. So Carmichael is warming up. Kitchell is whistled for his second foul. Just the third for the Sycamores in the half. And it will send Jackie back to the line. And Illinois State is doing what you said, Matty. They're getting to the line somehow, some way, more often than the Sycamores are.
You got the best player on the floor, give him the ball.
Free throw is good for Jackie, 11 points.
That's kind of hard to argue, isn't it? You're doing your opponent a favor if you settle for outside shots and don't give the ball inside to Carmichael. They really don't have anybody that can defend him physically.
Keene
and if they
Allen
want to start two-timing him, then the threes start coming.
Keene and Allen are out as Brown and Hill return for Illinois State. Second free throw is good as well. And now Jackie Carmichael earns himself a breather. John Wilkins into the game. And Jackie gets a nice hand from the Redbird fans. Good student crowd here tonight. I think I mentioned that earlier. The Birds doing a much better job this season drawing the students. And I think that's an important part of the future of this program. Here's A-Rop trying to move in on John Eakey. Shot is up and good. A-Rop really putting together a nice ball game. 8 points, so it's not sensational by any stretch, but he's really been the go-to guy for the Sycamores.
Boy, and that was excellent defense that time by Eakey, too.
Eakey three, no, and the rebound by Cummings. As the Sycamores trail Illinois State by 3. Indiana State getting away with a travel there, no whistle. Christian Smith now down low. The layup attempt no good by Maheron, but we're going to have a Redbird foul that will send Indiana State to the line. I didn't see who got the whistle. Was it Wilkins? Dan Muller is incredulous right now. We'll get it all sorted out when we come back from the timeout. 11:38 to play. Free throws coming up for the line. Maheron struggling tonight, man. He's just 2 for 7, but he has 2 shots here with Indiana State trailing the Redbirds by 3. Make it 2, as that is the first made free throw of the night for Indiana State in 7 attempts now.
That's from a team that shoots it at 70%.
Second free throw is good, so Maheron pulls the Sycamores to within 1.
With Carmichael on the bench now, the big question is who's going to score for the Redbirds.
John Eakey with the ball. He's guarded by Gant. Johnny Hill wants it, looking down low from the wing. And an offensive foul called on John Eakey. An illegal screen. 5 fouls called on the Redbirds here in the half. 11:20 to go, and Indiana State with an opportunity to take the lead here. Illinois State is led by as many as 7, led by 3 at the half. Ball's kicked away. I thought it was kicked by Wilkins. The Birds pick up the loose ball. It's Hill up the floor with it. Hill to Anthony Cousin. Cousin floats left to Eakey, looking to reverse. It's Brown. Eakey now thought about pulling up. Back out top. Dangerous pass. Brown has his shot blocked. Loose ball goes right by A-Rop. Somehow he gathers it in. He'll drive to the bucket. Shot no. Put back. Blocked by Wilkins. Held ball called on the block. Possession arrow to Indiana State.
A weird sequence of events there. I thought the ball was out of bounds in front of the Indiana State bench. A-Rop made a great effort to get it and take it to the goal.
That ball had to be 15 to 20 feet out in front of him with maybe 2 feet to go before it was out of bounds. I don't know how he caught up with it.
He closed quickly. He's quite an athlete.
Gant takes the inbounds pass and hands it now to Odom, who circles back out there. 10.5 to go for the game, and it's the Sycamores trailing by 1. A-Rob's shot good, and Indiana State has taken the lead, 41-40. And the Redbirds need to respond. Jackie Carmichael came back in at that last dead ball. Here's Brown out top for the Redbirds. Lobs looking for Jackie, but it was deflected by Maheron. A turnover at a bad time for Illinois State, and here come the Sycamores. Maheron, long 3 out top. It's short. Rebound, Illinois State. Tyler Brown up to get it. Birds trailing by 1. Here's Hill. Puts it on the floor. Drives. Will have a shot. It counts, and the foul. That was about as much continuation as you're ever going to get, but he got it. And a potential 3-point play as the Birds retake the lead, 42-41.
Boy, he just hung in the lane, too, didn't he? Just hung in the air until the guy went down, and then he just arced it over his outstretched hand. Great play by Johnny Hill.
Hill with 12 points, and the free throw is good. That is a big 3-point play as the Birds are back on top by 2. And a huge momentum swing. back in Illinois State's favor, perhaps. That came at a good time for the Redbirds. ISU by 2. Indiana State with the ball. Our ISU by 2, we should say. Idle has it rejected by Jackie Carmichael. That one almost took G-Dub out. Was that a block or a throw?
Almost looked like a volleyball spike, didn't it?
Or a serve. Indiana State will send the ball in from the sideline. It comes into Jake Odom. Still, we don't mean to harp on it, but it's a big deal. Still 0 for 6. He's covered up by Johnny Hill. Birds by 2 with 9.5 to go. Just 7 on the shot clock for Indiana State.
Illinois State's done a great job defending Odom.
Here's Odom with 2. He'll fire. It's no good. Shot clock violation. Illinois State's defense holds, and Odom now 0 for 7.
And what a terrible shot that was, too. He could have squared up and taken one from outside, but obviously he knows he's 0 for 6, struggling offensively because he really didn't want to shoot that one. Was almost forced to.
Boy, a night like he's having tonight, I think, is going to play mind games with the best of them. Johnny Hill with the ball, lobs down low to Jackie. He catches, nothing there. He'll try to back his way back in, spins left, and he draws the foul. The shot won't go, and Jackie Carmichael will go to the line. And Illinois State continues to get more free throw attempts than do the Sycamores.
Indiana State does not have an answer for Carmichael inside.
The foul was, I believe,
to get Mahurin?
On Mahurin, his second. Free throw is good for Jackie. It's a 3-point lead.
Well, he just gradually builds the numbers, doesn't he, throughout the game, now with 12 points and 9 boards.
13, actually, and he comes up a little short on this one. Ball knocked out of bounds to Indiana State. I want to go back to Jake Odom for just a second. Now he's 0 for 7, Matty. He's sitting with 3 fouls and no assists.
That scares me. He's been quiet for the first 31 minutes of this game, but he's a terrific player.
But you have to credit Illinois State's defense.
Absolutely. I just don't know how long we can.
And Odom picks up a foul here on John Wilkins. So I think John was just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah. And that's what Odom will do. He'll continue to put the ball on the floor and continue to drive it towards the goal.
Illinois State's lead is 3, 44-41 with 8:52 to go. Foul situation. The Birds have committed 6, Indiana State 5. Now Wilkins and Brown are out. Allen and Icky are back in. A-Rop catches the inbounds pass. And the Sycamores with a lot of time to play with. Devontae Brown guarded by Brian Allen. And Odom takes it out top. Anthony Cousin on him off the screen. Odom picked up by Carmichael. Now Mahurin into the lane. He'll fly. Another block shot by Jackie Carmichael. He may have got more distance on that one.
Mahurin can't quite figure out what's going on. Mahurin is a good offensive player, too, and he just is being a little intimidated. And why not, by Carmichael.
The runner, no, or maybe it was a pass for Mahurin, and it's up and in. Nicely done by Indiana State, and the Sycamores within 1. The Redbirds try to answer. Jackie with the reverse attempt was blocked, and the Sycamores out of there with the basketball. And a chance to regain the lead. Here's Odom, swings it in the corner. A-Rop 3, no. Rebound by Indiana State. Gant ducks his shot, no, and the rebound by Johnny Hill for the Redbirds. And here comes Johnny, 3-on-3, spin move, kicks it out to Brian Allen. Now it's Cousin, slowing things down out top. Under 8 to go, and the Birds hanging on by 1. Off the screen, Allen fires for 3. It is no good, and the rebound by Brown, who dribbles it out of bounds, and the Birds catch a huge break right there. That leads us to our under 8 timeout. 7:45 to play. Illinois State still hanging on by 1, 44-43. Back after this on the WJBC Country Financial Illinois State Radio Network.
This is tough. By far, Brian Allen. I'll have to say Anthony Cousins. You know, he always dancing. Definitely B.A. B.A. has some original dance moves.
Johnny probably thinks he's the best, but it's probably B.A.
B.A. by far. B.A. is always funny everywhere. Oh, BA, hands down. BA. I sometimes actually try to copy him. I'm trying to like learn the dance moves from him, but I'm not that good at it. But yeah, BA, hands down.
Over the last 7.5 minutes of the game, but Illinois State 0 for 11, and I would think maybe just 2 or 3 of those were actually good looks.
But the Birds with a streak of 417 games where they've made at least 1 3. That's in jeopardy, although we're not concerned about that right now as much as we are the win. Birds by 1. Brian Allen down low. It's Wilkins and a whistle on Indiana State. I believe it's going to go on Kitchell. Jake Kitchell, the sophomore from Union Mills, Indiana. That is the 6th-team foul. So the two teams now even in that department. In fact, they're pretty even in a lot of things. Both teams with 4 timeouts remaining. Both teams with 6 fouls as Kitchell will come out. That was his 3rd foul. And, of course, the score is pretty even. Birds by 1. Cousin gets it in, but it's picked off by Christian Smith. And now Devontae Brown is fouled by John Eakey. And that's going to send Brown to the line with an opportunity to put Indiana State on top.
Well, it's tough to find an excuse for that, why Anthony Cousin chucked it into the backcourt, but obviously none of the 4 teammates he's out there with were moving to an open spot. Very lazy inbounds play by the Redbirds, and it could cost him here.
Devontae Brown 0 for 1 from the line so far tonight. He is slightly less than a 60% free throw shooter. He has to face the Redbird students, but you don't phase him. He hits the first one, and we are tied at 44.
On a weird night like tonight, he'll probably drain them both.
Was the 7th foul for the Redbirds. Indiana State with 6, and he does drain them both. So after being 0 for their first 6, the Sycamores have hit 4 in a row, and Indiana State now on top by 1 point, 45-44, 7:26 to go. Here's Tyler Brown with the ball for Illinois State. To the right wing, gets it out to Brian Allen. Allen tried to get it down low. It was kicked by Indiana State. So the shot clock will stay at 19. Jackie Carmichael didn't get much of a breather. He'll come in, I should say. Wilkins will come out.
He got more of a breather than I would have given him down the stretch.
Redbird substitution brought to you by your local Ford stores. John Eakey descended in.
Call it cruel, call it whatever you want, but in the final 10 minutes of the game, he's on the floor for me.
Well, he is now. Brown tries to go in, now kicks it out. The 3 hits the side of the backboard, but picked up by Tyler Brown for Illinois State. That was Cousin with the 3-point attempt. Just 4 seconds on the shot clock. Brown gets the foul called on Smith. What a play by Tyler Brown. Well, he jumped once and got Christian Smith all out of sorts, and Tyler Brown threw up a shot that he really had no chance at making with the shot clock winding down, Matty. Our Indiana State friends sitting to our right don't really like the call, but, you know, it's a heads-up play by Tyler Brown.
Well, that was exactly the same call that wasn't made down in Louisville.
And the first free throw is good.
Now,
so
Tyler makes all 3 of these. Does that count as a 3-point field goal? Does that continue the streak?
No.
I know the answer to that, but the streak's got to continue.
It will. Second free throw is good. So the Birds back on top by 1. It's a clutch play by Tyler. Johnny Hill's going to come in for Anthony Cousin now.
Well, it's a senior against a freshman that made that play possible, and Tyler kind of baited him into it and took advantage of it.
Final shot. Free throw is good. So Tyler Brown hits all 3. He has 7 points now. The Birds are back on top by 2 with under 7 to go. And the Redbird crowd showing some signs of life. Here's Odom to Gant, guarded by Carmichael. Gant drives inside, now passes it and throws it away. Picked up by Tyler Brown for Illinois State. Here come the Redbirds. It's Brown, loses the basketball. What an effort by Brian Allen to come in and save the possession.
Boy, where did he come from?
He closed in a hurry. Plenty of time for the Birds, 22 on the shot clock. Allen in the corner to Johnny Hill. Off the screen from Carmichael. Now it's Eakey out top. Back to Johnny with 13 to shoot. Brown looking down low, and it's thrown away as Eakey didn't break to the ball. A little miscommunication between Brown and Icky, and the Birds give the ball back to Indiana State. Turnover number 11 for the Redbirds. 6:15 to go. Both teams with 7 fouls. Possession arrows in Illinois State's favor, should that come into play, as is the score, but by just 2. Indiana State with the ball. Cummings. Out top, Gant, guarded by Carmichael. Now Arop, who's been the hot hand for the Sycamores tonight, gives to Odom, who has not. Down to 7 seconds to shoot. Odom will launch the 3, and it is good. Well, the first one in 8 attempts is a big one, and it gives Indiana State a 1-point lead, 48-47.
Yeah, big players make big plays, and Jake Odom stood up for that.
3 for the Birds is good. No, it's a 2-pointer for Tyler Brown. Toes on the line, and that gives Illinois State a 1-point lead. So just a 2-pointer. It was close, 49-48. Illinois State with a lead. Devontae Brown guarded by Tyler Brown. Now to Arop. Icky guards him in front of the lane. Gant out top with 15 to shoot. In the corner. Back out. Gant. 2-pointer is short. Rebound tapped around. We're going to have a foul on Indiana State. Devontae Brown. Kind of a silly over-the-back foul for the Sycamores.
Yeah, great position by Tyler Brown. He used to be the one going to the free throw line, but Tyler over the last 3 or 4 games has been one of our better rebounders.
And a silly foul, particularly at this stage of the game, is it will put Illinois State's Tyler Brown at the free throw line.
It's been a painful game to watch. You know what I mean? Each possession, each shot, each rebound.
Lucas Idle back in for Indiana State as Devontae Brown takes his seat. Brown with a 1 in bonus. Tyler Brown. And the first is, well, it wasn't the first. It was the only, as it was not good. And the rebound goes to Cummings for Indiana State. 49-48. Redbirds holding on with under 5 to go in this one. Birds defense needs to do what it's done all night. Here's Odom. Now Arop for 3 is good. Sycamores by 2. So 2 consecutive 3-pointers for Indiana State. Birds trailing by 2. 51-49, 4.5 to go. John Icky down low to Carmichael. Carmichael, the reverse slam ties us at 51. And Dan Muller wants a 30-second timeout. This will extend to a full timeout, so we'll take one as well. But Carmichael with a thunderous dunk ties us at 51. Back after this on the WJBC Country Financial Illinois State Radio Network. On Frontier Airlines from Central Illinois Regional Airport, check out Frontier.com. So after the Dan Muller called timeout and the big dunk from Jackie Carmichael, which I'm still having trouble believing he got into position to do.
Yeah, I'd like to see that about 3 or 4 more times. That was impressive.
I think you'll see it again.
Hopefully tonight.
We are tied at 51. Sycamores with the basketball, run a little motion out top. Here's Odom. Spins it right side to Idle. Back out top it goes. Cummings wanted to make a move on Icky. Now Idle guarded by Brian Allen. Odom will take it back with 10 seconds on the shot clock. He's guarded by Johnny Hill. Odom will take it in himself off the glass and good. 2-point lead for the Sycamores. Odom is now 2 for his last 2 after starting 0 for 7. Here's Carmichael left of the lane. Fade away. Too strong. Rebound. Put back. Hill is good. And the Birds tied at 53.
Johnny Hill, very opportunistic on that weak side. He knew Carmichael was going to put it up there, and Hill did a great job getting to the weak side glass.
Johnny Hill matching Jackie Carmichael with the team lead with 15 points. Tied at 53 with 3:23 to go. Indiana State with the ball. Odom going to slow things down a little bit. This is the type of ball Indiana State's comfortable playing.
Man, it looks like Illinois State's in a little 2-3 zone, a little matchup.
Giving the Sycamores a different look. Here's Arop from the corner. Now drives in, kicks it the other way, and the shot is blocked by Tyler Brown.
I don't think it was blocked.
No.
I thought he just lost the handle
You're
going
right.
up for it.
It is Illinois State basketball. Somehow that ball went backwards. That was screened. You're right. It will be Redbird ball. We're at our under 4 timeout. 3:03 to go in the game. Tied at 53. Back after this on the WJBC Country Financial Illinois. They're getting out-rebounded by the Sycamores 40-33. And by the way, the Birds with a 417-game streak where they've made a three-pointer at risk right now. And the last time they had a game where they didn't was December 12, 1999. The Birds lost by 39 at Creighton. You and I did that game, and that one wasn't pretty. So the Birds with the ball here. We're tied at 53. 2:49 to go. Brian Allen out top. Goes to Hill on the left wing. Hill spins it back out. 14 to shoot. Tyler Brown takes it on the left wing with 11 off the screen. Tyler charges inside, runs out of room, spins, hook shot, won't go. Tip in, good for John Wilkins, and the Birds take a 2-point lead. 55-53. John Wilkins with 8 points. 2:23 for, dare we say, the game or regulation. And now a 30-second timeout called by Greg Lansing, the Indiana State head coach. 30-second timeout brought to you by O'Brien Mitsubishi. Visit them today on the corner of Fort Jesse Road and Veterans Parkway in Normal, or go to O'BrienTeamNormal.com. Mitsubishi Motors.
Well, they always talk about what an incredible wingspan this kid had when he signed with Illinois State. And the kid they were talking about is John Wilkins. And he doesn't use that wingspan enough, but boy, it sure came in handy there with that tip. He was about 2 players away and just kind of reached over and flicked it up, and it rolled over the front.
Birds led by 3 at the half, Matty. They lead by 2 now. And I think it's worth pointing out the Birds have had a couple of occasions against Wyoming, against Drake, where they played well in the first half and could not come close to continuing that in the second half. That has not been the case with the defense, particularly tonight.
Yeah, the defense has been outstanding all night, and they've just been able to piece together enough offense. And as it has been in the first 38 minutes, it's going to come down to defense in the last 2.
So the Sycamores send it in. 17 seconds on the shot clock. 2:10 for the game. Birds with a 2-point lead.
And if you're going to play zone, you got to keep track of Idle. He can really shoot the ball.
Mahurin, here's Idle out top with 7. Looks to get rid of it. Odom with 4. Idle for 3. It's no good. Rebound. Out of bounds to Illinois State. Woo.
Boy, that one could have gone either way. I thought Wilkins had hit it last. But I love being wrong in that situation.
There are a lot of hands in the neighborhood, Matty.
Yep, and I think Greg Lansing, the third-year coach from Indiana State, saw it exactly the way I thought I did. But I'm glad we're both wrong.
So a big out-of-bounds rebound for Illinois State. Redbirds lead by 2 with 1:43 to go. Tyler Brown drives baseline. Shot is up. No. Tap out. It's picked up and lost. Out of bounds by Indiana State.
Boy, the ball is bouncing our way the last 2 possessions.
No doubt about that one, however. 1:36 for the game. And the Birds with 34 on the shot clock. Wilkins will send it in from the corner, and he nearly throws it away. We're going to have a foul, though, on Odom as he collides with Johnny Hill.
Never say never, but I was always told you never throw the ball towards the other team's goal. And Johnny Hill made a fantastic play there, almost like a defensive back in football, coming back for it. And, well, we got a break there. That's 3 straight big breaks we've gotten.
It's the 9th team foul, so this is the last one in bonus. Johnny Hill at the line. He has 15 points. He's 3 for 3 at the line. Free throw is good, and the Birds extend the lead to 3.
4 for 4 from the line, came in at shooting it at 67%. This is the big one. Are we up 3 or 2?
Well, they're slow to update it on the scoreboard for some reason. It is 3, 56-53.
Yeah, this is a big one, make it a 2-possession game.
It is good. And the Birds extend it to 4, 57-53. 95 seconds to go. And the crowd at Redbird Arena on its feet. Here's Odom for Indiana State to Arop. His 3 is no good. Scramble for the board. John Wilkins for Illinois State. Birds can slow it down now with 80 seconds for the game. 57-53 Birds. Illinois State will run some clock. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Tyler Brown hands it off to Carmichael, down to 15 on the shot clock. 1:05 for the game. 4-point lead. Here's Hill out top with 7 in the corner. Wilkins fakes the 3, drives baseline, kick out. Allen for 3, no, and the rebound is picked up by Indiana State. with 48 seconds. The good news, though, the Birds did run some clock. 41 seconds for the game. Here's A-Rob. Odom. Now Maheron. Ball knocked away. Out of bounds. Off of Indiana State. Tyler Brown with a big defensive play. Dan Muller wants a timeout.
Boy, right in front of the Indiana State bench. And I think the official got it right.
He tapped it out of bounds off of the Indiana State players. So the Birds call a 30-second timeout, brought to you by Mitsubishi. O'Brien Mitsubishi. Was that Cummings down there? Is he all right?
Yep. It is Cummings, and I think he got hit in the nose with the ball.
We'll shake it up.
Boy, this has been a gut-wrenching game.
Well, let's reset it here, Matty. 36.3 seconds to go. Illinois State by 4. So those free throws are important. 57-53. And speaking of free throws, you've said in your keys prior to the game and at the half, the Birds needed to get to the line more often than did the Sycamores. And they have done so by a long shot.
You know, another key, too. Excuse me.
And 10 for Indiana State.
Another key was points in the paint, and we're up +2.
Yeah, and you don't want to interrupt me when I'm giving you credit for something, Matty.
I just got so much going through my head right now, RC. I want this victory so bad I can taste it.
Indiana State has not scored points in more than 3 minutes. Ball comes in to Johnny Hill. Redbirds working against some tough pressure here. It's tossed up to Wilkins, and a foul from behind with 30.5 seconds to go. Boy, that was a long 6 seconds, wasn't it?
And that's not exactly the way you draw up the press breaker right there. The pass almost hit the rim that came inbound. Johnny Hill made a nice play to do that. Brian Allen weaved his way through 4 people. It was not the way you draw it up.
Wilkins at the line for 2 shots.
A 58% free throw shooter.
First one is no good off the back of the rim. 30.5 seconds to go. Birds are in the double bonus. Indiana State in the 1 and bonus. Birds also have the possession arrow.
Put some legs under it, John. That last one was a line drive.
Flat, yeah. 4-point Illinois State lead. John Wilkins with one more coming up. And it is good. 5-point Redbird lead. 58-53.
Need one more stop and one more rebound.
Shot clock turned off. Here's Odom for Indiana State. Spinning, putting it up. It is not good. Rebound Indiana State. Putback goes behind the basket, but a foul on the Redbirds. With 19.6 seconds to go.
Boy, and Odom really took the ball to the goal, and for his efforts, he got a missed shot, and he got a Jackie Carmichael elbow in the mouth.
So Maheron at the line for 2 shots. The foul was on Carmichael, by the way, his second, so that means Jackie went about 37 minutes between fouls.
Maheron, a 68% free throw shooter.
Free throw is short.
Boy, I bet Indiana State, there's one thing they're going to look at is that free throw line. It's been a dagger for them tonight.
4 for 11 are the Sycamores. Well, the Birds haven't exactly lit it up, but they've gotten there a lot more.
How about no threes? I'm still amazed by that stat.
Second free throw is good. That cuts the lead to 4 with 19.6 seconds to go. Indiana State with a couple of substitutions. Cummings, or check that's Christian Smith is back in. Ryan Allen trying to get it in for Illinois State. He does to Tyler Brown. Birds working against pressure. A foul in the backcourt. It's going to go on A-Rob, and that's going to send Brown to the free throw line for 2 shots. 58-54. Illinois State leads Indiana State.
Kind of smell it, can't you? Can't taste it quite yet.
I don't want to say anything just yet. And it hasn't been the flashiest game, but the defense has done a tremendous job. Brown's free throw in and out.
Come on, fellas, let's knock a few of these down.
Brown with 9 points, 3 for 5 at the line. Illinois State 16 of 25 at the line. Indiana State 5 of 12 after starting 0 for 6.
Yeah, poor free throw shooting on both teams' part.
4-point Redbird lead with 16 seconds to go. Brown's free throw is not good, so the Redbird lead stands at 4. Indiana State pushing it up the floor. Here's Odom. He goes in, layup good. That will cut it to 2 with 10.4 seconds to go, and Indiana State calls a timeout. So now we're back down to a possession, Manny.
Yep, always comes down in tight games to free throws. Free throws you make, free throws you don't make. But had Tyler Brown made one or both of those, that drive wouldn't have been nearly as important. But 10 seconds, that's a lot of time. Yes, it's our ball. Yes, we have a 2-point lead, but we have struggled all year breaking pressure.
Well, and that's the thing right now. You got to get to the free throw line and not turn over the basketball. The Redbirds with 11 turnovers, Indiana State with 15.
Well, this is why you practice, so you can execute inbounds plays like this, press breakers like this. You always work on it, it seems like, the last 10, 15 minutes of practice every night. By that time, the guys are tired. You don't know how much attention they're paying to it, but right now you have to pay attention to detail, and the detail starts with whoever's inbounding the ball.
2-point Redbird lead with 10.4 to go. Brian Allen will send it in. The Redbird lineup is Brown, Allen, Wilkins, Carmichael, and Hill. Arop, Gant, Odom, Maheron, and Idle for Indiana State. So Allen to set it in. Birds do have plenty of timeouts. They get it in, and it's a quick foul.
Boy, good foul by Indiana State. Less than a second ticked off.
But Johnny Hill will go to the line. Hill is 5 for 5 from the free throw line, and if he can hit them both here, that puts Illinois State in a real good spot with 9.7 seconds to go.
Oh, he shoots it at 67% for the year. He's 5 for 5 tonight. What does that mean?
We'll let you draw your own conclusions. Free throw is no good. One more coming up. And we're going to have another timeout called by Indiana State with one more free throw coming up. This will be a full timeout. We will keep it here after we allow 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves. This is the WJBC Country Financial Illinois State Radio Network. At Redbird Arena, the Redbirds looking for their second Valley win, leading by 2, 58-56, 9.7 seconds to go. Johnny Hill, who had not missed a free throw all night, just missed one. And he's now 5 for 6. He has one more coming up. Indiana State calling the timeout. That leaves the Sycamores with just one timeout remaining with 9.7 seconds left. That should be all they would need. The Birds have a couple. We'll remind you, too, that the last time these two teams met in Terre Haute back in December, that one came down to the wire. It was Nick Zeisloff's three that rimmed out that gave Indiana State a 77-75 win.
Johnny Hill makes this free throw. Do you foul if you're Illinois State, or do you let him chuck up a three? 9 seconds, almost 10 seconds, 9.7. That's where the strategy comes in.
Indiana State is 5 of 18 beyond the arc. Well, let's
get the different ways to look at it.
Let's get the free throw done first.
And then we'll worry about the minor details.
And the free throw is good. So Johnny Hill hits it. It's a 3-point Redbird lead with 9.7 to go. Ball comes into Idle. He leads Odom up the floor, and a foul by Illinois State.
Yep.
So there you go, Manny. Question answered. A foul on Jackie Carmichael, his third.
And a very smart play by Odom. He knew the foul was coming, so what he tried to do is shoot it
right,
so he could maybe get 3 shots, but the official was right on it.
So this is a 1 and bonus. Got to grab the rebound after a miss.
And Illinois State has struggled rebounding missed free throws all year. Wilkins and Carmichael on the low block.
I was going to say they put their tallest lineup out there. So Jake Odom at the line, facing the Redbird students. 3-point Illinois State lead. 1 and bonus coming up. 6.6 seconds to go. Odom, his free throw is good. So it's a 2-point ball game. 59-57.
Got to rebound the miss. Anticipate the miss.
and hang on to the basketball if he makes it.
With your dear life.
6.6 seconds to go. 2-point Redbird lead. Odom for Indiana State. Second free throw on the way. It is good. So we are down to a 1-point ball game. And I thought we had a timeout. No, that's not the case. Substitution. Cummings is in for Indiana State. Brian Allen will send it in for the Redbirds.
Got to watch the offensive foul here. Don't run over anybody.
Got to take care of business.
Well, that hurts because Brian Allen is our inbounder.
Yeah, Brian
and
Allen.
A very good passer.
If you didn't hear Steve Allen, he can't come back into the game because no time ticked away.
And Wilkins inbounding the ball now. He's not nearly as good a passer.
So Wilkins can run the baseline here. Gets it in to Jackie Carmichael, who is quickly found by DeJuan Cummings. So now things get all the more interesting with 5.4 seconds to go. A 1-point Redbird lead. Jackie Carmichael with 2 shots here. Both teams in the double bonus. Again, just 5.4 seconds to go. It is, the last 50 seconds of this ball game.
That shortened my life.
Carmichael hits it.
Ooh.
Friendly bounce off the rim. And the Birds lead by 2.
This is the big one, though. This is the one that really puts the pressure on Indiana State to make a 3.
Substitutions, and who called the timeout? Indiana State calls the timeout, trying to ice the shooter. This will be a full timeout. The Redbirds have just made substitutions, so their lineup now looks like this. Tyler Brown, John Wilkins, John Ickey, Jackie Carmichael, and Johnny Hill. For Indiana State out there, we have Idle, Arop, Gant, Odom, and Mahurin.
This is when you need a home-time scorekeeper with a quick twitch muscle.
Yeah, a couple tenths can make a difference.
Oh, you think? About 3 or 4 strides down the court, so I want somebody to hit that switch quick. So what if he's a little early?
I'm just letting that one go.
I'm just planting the seed.
60-58. You think Dan can hear you over there?
He knows. Nonverbal. He knows what I'm talking about right now.
60-58. Illinois State with the lead, and one more free throw coming up. Indiana State using its last timeout.
Illinois State 18 of 29. We'd be on our way home right now.
Well,
they knocked in a few of those free throws early on.
But Indiana State 7 of 14. Indiana State looked like they were going to hang Arop back, but now he moves back into the front court.
As strange a night as this has been, if Carmichael misses.
Now they're showing both teams with 1 timeout. I thought Indiana State had used its last.
This is the one we need right here.
Carmichael's free throw is in and out, and the rebound Indiana State with 3 seconds to go. Here's Odom firing for the win. It is no good, and the Redbirds hang on to win 60-58. That was a little close for comfort, Mike Matthews, as Odom drew the back of the rim on his shot from just in front of the half-court line, but it was too strong, and the Birds pick up their second consecutive win in the Valley, 60-58.
Well, they say you live and die at the free throw line, or from the free throw line, and on that last attempt, we almost did both.
Well, I'm sure there were a few people feeling the strain as that ball was launched by Jake Odom, and again, it was dead on, just a little too strong.
Very reminiscent of Nick Zeisloff's shot, as you called it earlier, with Terre Haute. But
so the Birds win 60-58. Back after this on the WJBC Country Financial Illinois State Radio Network.